Hey everybody, how's it going? If you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at the Hidizs MK12 in-ear monitors. These things are absolutely incredible. They sent over some accessories we're going to check out as well. Some may get their own videos, such as the USB DAC they sent. But we're going to check everything out, test it, unbox it, see everything that you get. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. And here they are, the MK12s, but as I mentioned, wait, there's more. Those Sea Anemone green and the SD2 DAC, but we'll check those out later. We're going to go ahead and get this opened up right here, and let's see what we got. These are their flagship HiFi dynamic in-ear monitors, 12mm magnesium alloy. Looking pretty good down here on the bottom. We got the holographicness all the way around, but this is some company information here. We've got the logo here off to the side. Again, the holographic is a nice touch, extra premium, but the camera does not like it all that much. Now, here on the back, we do have the tech specs, which we'll go over here shortly. But some of that fancy bits of information is the sensitivity, the ohms for it, the frequency response rate. So we're going to slide into the tech specs. We're going to go ahead and see what all these things can do. Some key points to highlight that they've also wanted us to notate here that have gotten these sent over to. They are 91% pure magnesium on the diaphragm. They are lightweight comparatively to other high-end metal in-ear monitors, being that these are made out of aluminum. You can get a titanium alloy version on the Kickstarter, as the links will be down in the description if you guys get those. They are limited. There are multiple types of tips inside the box. We have balanced, bass, and vocals, and they do come with 3 different sizes. 19 grams for the both of them, which we'll do some testing to verify that here later on the video. 12mm drivers, 32 ohms to power these things. They are using a high-quality, oxygen-free copper, silver-plated, twisted pair for the cable. Again, you're going to get that gold plating, whether if it helps or not. It is extra fancy. Now, along with that cable, you can get a 3.5mm or a 4.4mm balance plug. And with that 0.78mm 2-pin connector on the end for the in-ear monitors, there are some really cool accessories that you can get, such as a Bluetooth module for those. From TRN is the brand that I have, but you guys can use ones if you find a better brand. The frequency response rate on these is 10. 250 on the box, and we do have that range for deep bass, crispy highs, and just an overall balanced sound. I found that these were incredible no matter what audio source you were listening to. Now, these will be MSRP $199 and $299 for the titanium alloy limited edition. Now, on the Kickstarter, which links will be down in the description, it will be $129 and $229 respectively for early bird people. So if you guys want to get those early, you guys can. Links again down in the description for you to click on that. If they do have just a regular purchasing link, I'll also have that down there if the Kickstarter is closed for later on, for if you guys are checking this video out. But just make sure that you're getting to that Kickstarter ahead of time if you are, so you guys can place your order and check these things out. But if you guys are still here, thank you so much. And think about it. You're here to this point, right? All the good specs. Maybe subscribe. Maybe like the video. But if you do, greatly appreciated. And would love to have you stick around. We got some more stuff, such as that SD2 DAC that they sent over. We'll have its own review video because there's a lot to test already. And that would just complicate things for this video for these in-ear monitors. But let's go ahead and head on back to the unboxing and let's see what we get. All right, so let's go ahead and get this top off here. And right on top, we have this nice, deep blue on here, which you see the ridges and everything, and this is based off of their Mermaid series, which we'll see on the manual later on for that. But this is based off the immortal Turritopsis jellyfish, which is biologically immortal, but obviously it can be eaten and things like that, but it's got a really cool design. And speaking of design, right here on the bottom, we have the bag, which is embossed. We do have the extra goodies in here, which we'll go ahead and... Oh, tricked you. We're going to go ahead and get the manuals out here. We got to see those first. And, of course, we have the nice little card here, which has for the serial number and the date for your warranty. But we had to get all the extra goodies out from the bottom, so slide this back in. Very nice, very premium. Everything just slides in really nicely. Underneath the in-ear monitors, we have those tips I was talking about. The vocal tips, balanced, and bass, which we will test every single one of these with our testing apparatus, and we'll see if that does make a difference. Spoiler, it does. But we're going to go and check these out here. These are the Hidizs MK12. They're fantastic looking. Got a good weight to them. And then we have here on the bottom where they don't have any tips on them because you get to choose the size or which version you want. Now, I do have to get a little barbaric here. I have to rip the back off. I've seen other people, they're supposed to be able to just, push out and come out. Yeah, mine did not. So, I try to push from the bottom, and they just don't come out. They're really secure, and which is great. They're not going to go anywhere. But I do have to rip these out. So, when you see the bottom or the back of these ripped out, just kind of know that was kind of had to be done. We'll go ahead and get one side pretty much out, and then we can just pop these out from the back here and be able to get these out. So we'll start with one, kind of take a look at these. We can see that jellyfish design that they have here and just that deep, deep blue. But we'll go ahead and also get the other one out so we can look at both of these. But you can see everything's just super shiny. And fun fact, little spoiler, those tips, we can swap them out. They might be a little goldish, but we can replace those. And we'll get that second one out here and put it down. Again, sorry to Hidizs if that's not how they're supposed to come out, but they were just absolutely snug. So my apologies there. But we'll go ahead and look at these real quick. See the top? We do have those pins here for the 0.78 millimeters connector. Again, you can get all kinds of accessories, different cables, Bluetooth adapters for these, so keep that in mind. We do have they are labeled. This is the left one, and they do have the model here right on top. Looking nice and clean. We'll look on the other one here, and we do have the R for the right side. But I mean, these are pretty hefty comparatively to other in-ears that are made of plastic. These are hefty, but again, these are lightweight compared to other ones that are different metals. We'll go ahead and put these back in their holder the right way so we can get these out later. But now we'll go ahead and check out that extra goodie bag. Sorry for teasing earlier for that. We'll go ahead and get this out. We'll see that oxygen-free copper cable, which supposedly provides an extra bit of quality to it, which could be marketing or it could be possible for the electrical current to go through it. Here are those extra tips I was talking about. We do have a silver and a red version. Now, your tips do cover this, so whether this matters to you or not, it is a super nice feature that they have a part of it. You can change these out. It does just screw off, but we'll go ahead and close this back up, and we'll go ahead and check out the cable here. As I mentioned, we do have some gold plating on here, and we do have the tips. It is a nice little wrapped coil design, and then right here we do have it nice and stiff on the ends for going around your ears to kind of help support the weight. Go ahead and pull this out here and go ahead and get this attached. Now, which color you want to use, that's up to you. I didn't really see a difference when putting them on, but we'll see that. Get those two pins, get the camera to focus here, and we can see that they're getting plugged in, and you get a nice little snug fit. And never had an issue for this to fall out. Got a nice curve here, so when you put it on your ears, again, can help support it. But we'll go ahead and look at these just a little bit more. Get it out of here. Get that put back in. Make sure you pull from the connector. Don't pull from the cord. You'll damage it. I see people do that kind of stuff all the time. Don't do that. We'll check out here the manual here. That's at Mermaid series. So ocean related, hence the jellyfish. There are 3 languages here. I'm fairly certain that's Chinese, English, and Japanese for these. But here in the middle is the English. This manual is incredibly small, so my apologies for how large my hands are here, but that's okay. We do have some options for scanning some QR codes and the supported audio qualities that they recommend, how to put these on, how to put the tips in, how to replace the different pieces, and of course unplugging it, which don't pull on the cable as they show. And then here's the acceptable decibel range that you want to use and stay below. They have how loud it is and how long you can listen before hearing damage sets in, because these things are incredibly loud. And even on the testing we'll see later, it was 18 on my computer volume, and it was only 2 bumps on my phone. And it was already just enjoyably loud enough. Now here on the back, we do, once it focuses, we'll get a little bit more company details here for, you know, reaching out, the name, where their address is, and everything. And then lastly, we got the black card. This will have some information for them as far as like socials, where you can find them here on the bottom with the logos. And then here on the back side of it, we'll also be checking out where the serial number and the date goes for your warranty. And of course, their website here if you want to go to it as well. But we're going to go ahead and check out one more thing. We'll have to show off that gold plating here. And the last thing I'll show off my TRN wireless modules for my KZs. These are just plastic, but they are the same length, the 0.78 millimeters. I can use these with the Hidizs, just kind of as an option to show you. Now, we will also show the C-anemone ear tips here. Go ahead and show those off. The box looks great, nice green. And of course, we have some little bits of information here on the side. We do have a model number as well, which will be the ET01. Well, we'll go ahead and get these out of the package here, and let's go ahead and check these out. One thing that I do like about these is we do have a nice little plastic case that does come with these. So everything is nice and protected. We do have the sizes as well on the bottom we can see, and then plus the logo. And so go ahead and pop these off. It's got a nice little green, which I think was a great attention to detail because I didn't know these were coming. Hidizs did not tell me that these were being sent, and I love that they matched with the channel. And honestly, they feel really soft, really premium, really elastic with them. And we'll be doing some testing as well later on with these to also check the frequency response rate with these, plus the other 3 options that came in the package. Now, as far as going into testing, this is going to be a lot. I'm going to preface that right off the rip here. If you made it this far, it's going to be a lot of testing. But we will go over some audio back and forth, and we're going to hear the differences between the balanced, the vocal, and the bass. And then we're going to have the balanced and the C-anemone green version with that to kind of just go back and forth a little bit with the HiFi version versus the balance in there. And do you need to pick up some extra tips? Now, after that, we're going to show off the graphs, which is going to show the frequency response rate for the in-ear monitors, which my testing can only do 20 to 20,000. So the end of it in the 20,000 does get a little weird every single time. You guys can check my other headphones previously on the channel. They do weird things if they go higher than 20,000. We will test those. We will show everything as much as we can. And we'll have all the graphs on screen explaining a little bit of what and how things change a little bit between the tips. But let's go ahead and dive into the audio testing so you can hear the difference between the tips. Okay, so the sound quality difference, you can hear it. It's there. It's a little subtle, but it's there. Now, with that in mind, the reason I say it's subtle is we're going to check out the graphs, which we will see that subtlety a little bit easier. Now, also to note, when we do this testing here, we're going to be using the DAC as the highest quality that you can get out of these. And then we're going to be using a Rockcat USB audio adapter. It's got a 3.5 millimeter for audio and for microphone. We'll be using that as a baseline because some computers with the headphone jack, there could be noise and electrical noise to go along with that. So to eliminate that as much as possible, we're going to be using the USB version. And so we're going to start off with the balanced version. And this will be the balanced with the DAC. We can see that it stays pretty flat all up until about 700. And then it curves down a little bit and it goes right back up. And it looks pretty solid across the board. Now, swapping over to just your regular version, we see a few things move. A little bit down on the low end, a little bit higher in some areas. But really, it just twitches just a little bit. Now, switching over to the bass version, we have a massive leap on the low end. And then we have a drop in the vocal range on the high end, just by a little bit, and some by a lot, depending on how the 20,000 hertz gets with the weirdness with the testing. Now, swapping over to the bass side for the USB audio, it doesn't move a whole lot, but we do go down a couple numbers on the SPL. Instead of 90, it goes to like 90 or 87. So it's a little bit lower, but everything stays about the same. But we do get a little bit of a difference on the higher side when it comes to using the USB audio. Next, we'll be going over to the vocal side from the bass, which drops the bass quite a bit. We do see the vocal range shoot up on the high side, and that jumps up quite a bit. And then we, of course, go into the USB version on the vocal side, and that's a little bit different as well. Just ever so slight changes, and I think this is the smallest change we have. But some things go up and some things go down just by a couple decibel levels. Now we're going to check out those green HiFi adapters too. We're going to start off with the DAC, which goes right back up for the vocal range, which is a little bit clearer. And we do see things drop down just a bit on the vocals on the kind of mid-range thousands. But things go up as well in the high side, starting about 13,000 and up. So it's kind of back to the balanced area where it's up on the vocals, higher for the bass, but not as high as the bass variant if you want that. And then we go into the USB version, which just tweaks a little bit by a couple decibels. And everything basically stays the same, but just ever so slight differences by just the smallest of the margins. Lastly, we're going to have the overall stat here. This shows everything we tested with DAC and USB audio. And you can see the basses up on the low end are definitely higher. If you like that, that's for you. But everything else is pretty much within the same parameters. And everything stays within a certain line here. Now, depending on what you're listening to, if you're an audiophile, you'll know more specifically. But if you're just looking in general, just know that everything stays really, really nice all the way across, no matter which tip you want. Unless you want the bass, then you're definitely going to get that extra punch. But overall, when it comes to testing the ranges, again, this is as good as I could do. There are some small differences, and that could be due to the seal on them with testing with the ears. I tried to keep it as much as possible the same pressure, but I had to pop them off, change the tips, put them back on. Could be some little changes there, but overall, with testing multiple times, this is about what you're going to be looking to get. Now, obviously, these are rated for higher on the frequency range, but this is the normal hearing range for most people. Now, obviously, higher, you get more headroom for things, but I can't test that. So this is as good as you're going to get unless you use their graphs and their information, which you're trusting the company to do. This is something that I have independently tested, so you guys can use that as you wish. But we're going to have just a little bit more testing. I know this was a whole lot to go through, but we do have a little bit more left, which we will then have the weight. We're going to verify the weight that they said, which they said it was 19, which we're going to go into the weight now, and let's check it out. which into the weight we go. We're going to go ahead and get it turned on, and we're going to get the first one on there, which is 9.8. Now, that could change a little bit based off manufacturing. Having both on there is 19.8. Having the cord on there is 37.1. And if you guys want to have the whole bundle, this is the DAC, and it goes up to 43.9 or 44. When it comes to the weight itself, they say 19. I got 19.8 with the two of them. That could chalk up to a little bit of differences, but I would probably just round it up to 20, but 19 sounds better. But overall, these in-ear monitors are incredible. They are expensive. We did talk about the pricing of $129 or $199 if you didn't get it on the early bird special. They're kind of expensive. But if you like your music, you're an audiophile, you want something good, or even if you want these for gaming, you will hear everything. Even listening to music on Spotify, I could still hear what sounded like the pick strumming the guitar. You can hear incredible vocal ranges. You can hear everything. It's not like you're just hearing the song. You can pick out instruments that you want to listen to. If you can focus on that, you can hear so much. So if you pick these up, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. The USB DAC is a nice piece, which another video will be done for that separately, because that would just have muddied up the testing and made things go even longer than it already did. But it honestly has some great sound, and you guys can pick these up. Links will be down in the description if you guys are able to check out for the early bird special, or I'll try to have a link down there to Amazon or their website where you just buy these at that $199 price if you're seeing this later. Definitely check it out. It does help support the channel. Do appreciate it in advance. And if you guys haven't done it yet, subscribe, like the video if you made it this far. Happy to have you, and we'll see you have some more videos coming soon, especially for that DAC. But we got tons of more stuff. You look at the channel, we got more stuff from many brands left to go in the pipeline. So thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And you guys have a lovely day or evening, depending on where you guys are in the world watching this. And I'll see you on the next one.